We'll get into the charts here without too much further ado. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Prime XBT. As you guys know, I've been working with Prime XBT coming up on a year now. They've treated me really well. They've supported me and the growth of this channel. So if you want to support me, you want to support the growth of this channel, I'm not asking you for any money, but if you want to support me as well as follow along on some of the trades I'm taking, as you guys know, you can trade indices as well as commodities on Prime. So if you want to trade gold or silver, the S&P 500 with me, you can do that with crypto on Prime. No KYC, and that's a great way to support me because I get a kickback. If you sign up with my link in the description, use code Mayne50 and deposit some money, I get a little bit of kickback. That helps me keep my editor happy and keep producing content for you guys and keeps Prime happy as well. And you can obviously follow along and trade with me too, which is great. And if you do that and DM me proof that you've done it, I'll let you into the Discord. The Discord is free. Let's get into the charts here. So we're in this range here, not a lot going on. So we have our breaker here, up candle, cause a down move that took out lows, break market structure, come and retest on the other side, and that's a long opportunity. So we actually longed here. If you guys remember, we took this long and then I closed it out once we got the rejection up here because we were failing to close above that. I had a line like this and it's just like we failed to close above that level multiple times. So I closed the long. So while we continue to kind of chop around here, right, we'll extend this out. We also have a fair value gap here now on the hourly, which coincides very nicely with this low. I still think we're going up to here, right? That's kind of my game plan. I still think we're going to fill some of this in, okay? So I've been waiting for a move up here to potentially short, right, back down. That's kind of been the plan. Look at the 4 hour. You have a very nice kind of order block here that caused this huge dump, and then we have a huge void, huge gap in price here. So I still think this is where price wants to trade into. So when we were trading, I think this was yesterday, we finally got this nice move up and I was like, oh fuck, we might finally be going. The one thing that I was watching, and if I posted this on Telegram and in Discord, etc., I was like, we do have a 12-hour swing failure pattern. We got like a SFP basically here. All these highs got SFP by this high. And this was the level I had marked, right? I'm like, okay, well, we haven't ever closed through here. So I was actually initially leaning for this pullback. But then when we got this move up on the hourly, I was like, oh fuck, maybe we're actually going to trade up now. And so I actually was short for days. Okay, I shorted on the 23rd. My entry was 16,787. So basically I was shorting a move into here, like this being your kind of breaker block, and then wanting to see a breakdown for confirmation. I ended up closing that when we had this move up, only for literally the next hourly candle to fully retrace this. So I literally closed, opened a short here, sat in it for days, was in drawdown, 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 held it. My stop was above here, was in drawdown, 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 decided to close it, and then full retraces. You can see we SFP'd right there. What happened next? SFP, break in market structure, pull back where? Bearish order block that broke market structure is right here. So there's your H1 sell trigger. So your stop could have been either here or above this order block. There's your entry, and your entry itself formed an SFP, which is really nice. Traded up, closed back bearish, and then your target here I think would be this low. So we're seeing a bit of a bounce right now. However, I think just looking at this on the hourly, having this fair value gap here combined with this low, ICT calls this inducement. Inducement is like this. So you have a bullish order block that forms here. And what price will do is this. Inducement as in, okay, you are bullish, so price moves away, you get the break in market structure, it comes near support, but it doesn't come to it. What do you think happens when you see this? People pile in long and they say, okay, it front ran support, right? It front ran support. It's not actually going to go in there. I'm going to long and I'm put my stop there. So what is it doing? It's engineering liquidity. It's inducing liquidity. So this is kind of like an inducement setup. The reverse would be you have a bearish order block, right? Form here, and then it would do this. And then it would trade back and hit it, right? So there's your inducement. So that's kind of what I see happening here. We have this fair value gap that has not been tested. We just broke down. We have a very nice swing low here that I'm sure a lot of people might have their stop below because they think that was the stop run, right? Like, oh, that was it. That was the stop run. So that seems like a pretty safe long setup to me. So this would be the first trigger, would be a run of this low into this fair value gap. And then the second trigger, the weekly open. So Think of this as your ICT power 3, I guess, if you want. What do we think this weekly candle closes like? So if we traded, today is what, Tuesday? If this is our weekly open and we're now already trading below it, I want to see the low of the week form. I want to see the low of the week form early in the week, back above the weekly open, expansion, right? So open, bottom wick, boom, top wick, close. So this is a bullish weekly candle. This is what it would look like on the hourly, right? This, boom, boom, boom. Open, low, there's your body, there's your high, and there's your close. That's kind of what we're trying to anticipate here, is what is the weekly candle gonna look like? And to me, if I think we trade higher and we trade below the weekly open to start the week, ideally, I wanna position myself below the weekly open, because if I think we're gonna close bullish, if I'm below the weekly open on my long, I'm going to get in profit, right? Or on a reclaim of the weekly open, right? So if we trade down into here, I will look to long it. We might not trade this low, or we might trade this low. But regardless, if we get back above the weekly open tomorrow or Thursday, I'm going to be looking to long, okay? So that's kind of how I would play Bitcoin right now, is I'm watching to see if we get one more pullback below here. I'm looking to long that, okay? And then if we get a move up, compound or fresh longs above the weekly open, targeting here. Okay, so that's kind of the plan. And then the weekly candle would look like this. It'd be a bullish candle. Why do you feel confident that we reach for 17,500? Because I think that we have a retracement due after this sell-off. And I don't think this was the extent of it. Just like I'm trading the inducement setup here, the same setup is here. Here's your inducement. So anyone who's short looking for lower, blow them out and then send it lower. That's kind of the idea. We might not come up here. This is just untested supply, right? Where do you want to short? We'll make this very simple. If this is our range that we're trading in and you're bearish, right? Because we just made a lower low. Okay, so we broke market structure at the downside. We made a lower low. You're bearish. I'm bearish. If I want to get short, where do I want to do it? I don't want to short in the bottom of the range. I ideally would like to short above the 50%. What lines up with that? Well, there's the various PD arrays here, the 4-hour bearish order block, the fair value gap, all lines up in this area. So if we're going to make another leg down, I would like to short at a premium. It does not mean that we have to go up here. We could roll over from here and then I will not get that trade. That's what happens. All I do is I say, okay, where do I think price is going next? Up or down? Up or down? Pick one. That's your bias. Okay, I think price is going to trade up. So if I think price is going to go up, I probably want to find a long setup in some sort of discount at some sort of support level. So if the chart is going like this, maybe I want to find the bullish order block that broke market structure and I want to look to long that. And where is that form? Well, if this is your range, that's below the 50%. It's the exact inverse for the shorts, right? If price is trading down and down, if this is my range, here's my 50% of the range. Is there a bearish order block up there? Something, a breaker, a fair value gap that I can look to short for the next leg down. I don't want to chase a short at the bottom of the range, because what happens if we are going down and I short here and then we do this? Am I going to hold that even though we end up going down further? Am I going to hold that short all the way through this retracement? Probably not. So I want to short at the extremes of the range. I want to long at the extremes of the range generally. I want to see some sort of run on liquidity. And I generally want to see that happen into support or resistance, right? That's all I'm looking for here. So all of those things line up in this instance. We have liquidity above these highs. Each of these highs is untapped. Anyone who shorted on any of these moves up with their stop above any of these highs has not had their stop challenged. So there's liquidity. There's the range. There's the PD array. So this is where I think a high probability short could form. We could come up here and just start putting in bullish price action and then trade higher. But I think if we make another leg down, I would like to short it up here. That's all I'm saying. It does not have to happen. So whenever I say, hey, price, I want price to go here, I'm making an educated guess using TA. That's all it is. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, right? But I have a plan saying, okay, if we go up here, this is what I'm doing. If this, then that. If we go up to 17.5, then I'm looking to short to a new low. If we break down below 16.2, I'll likely look to short. Like if we just break down from here and I get some sort of bearish setup at the range, below the range low, then absolutely I'll hop in short, right? I'm not just gonna not trade because it didn't do what I want. you adapt. So ideally, run this low, trade up to here, distribute further down. So this is my ideal situation. We do this. I long the Pico fucking bottom. Then we distribute up here. I short the Pico top and I ride it to untold riches and wealth. If this does not happen, guess what? I make a new plan. Don't overthink it. Don't commit yourself so much to an idea that you cannot be swayed from it. You might be unbelievably bullish, but if something bearish happens, you have to be willing to check your bias and see if that's changed things for you. Because people who are unbelievably bullish, at what point do they get bearish, right? If you're bullish on Bitcoin going to 100K here, at what point do you get bearish? You say, I'm never bearish. Never. Like, you have to have a level in mind where your bias changes. So for me, generally, on the way up, it was just the daily chart. And then as soon as we made a daily lower low, I pulled shoot. I'm out. And guess what? If we then reclaimed, made a higher high, I'm back in. But I would rather sit out. And then if this would have done this, and then longed again here and miss this, then risk potentially holding longs from down here or something or here all the way back down. That's way more painful and gonna fuck you up mentally way more, I promise you. Okay, so let's look at Ethereum, guys. So Ethereum, again, like, this is shit. Hopefully you're not staring at the charts trying to trade this, but we've got our 12-hour demand here. We've tapped it once. We've still got a similar type of setup to Bitcoin, in my opinion, where we have the potential for inducement with these lows right here, and then we have this low here. Same thing. You go to the hourly, we can refine this down. This would be the equivalent move. So if Bitcoin gets that second stab, right? So what's the second stab on Bitcoin? Another 1.5% down. Ethereum's much stronger right now. So maybe we don't get that low. I don't know. Maybe we only come to here, right? Maybe we only come down to here, but it'd be the same idea, right? One more leg down, look to get long, reclaim the weekly open, look to get long. So I don't know, again, if Ethereum will trade as low as Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's setup is cleaner to me, so that's probably the one I would take. So Ethereum, similar idea. Let's see if we get one more leg down. I don't know where it goes to. Maybe it comes below these lows. That would be kind of the area that I would think if we're going to pull back, come down here. So we'll see. Similar to Bitcoin, I think Ethereum can trade up into here before another leg down. That's what I'd like to see. And that's going to be, it's going to be yet to be seen, right? We got to see what happens here. It's still Tuesday, potentially putting the low of the week in early. That would be the game plan. So we're going to wait and see. So there's always going to be one trade that outperforms another. Let's say the entire market pumps. Bitcoin might go up 5%, Ethereum might go up 7%, XRP might go up 17%, and Cardano might only go up 3%. Ideally, you pick the biggest mover. How do you find the biggest mover? Well, you got to look at relative strength. If FBTC is bullish, and I think both BTC and Ethereum are going to pump, Ethereum is going to be the better long. It's going to be the higher beta play. That being said, obviously relative strength, finding the biggest mover, whether it's an altcoin or Bitcoin or whatever, that's great. But something to take into consideration that I take into consideration often is, what is the one that you see the cleanest setup on? People always ask, why aren't you trading more altcoins? Why didn't you long Ethereum there? I know what my edge is, and when I see a clean setup and I can get 2-3R plus, I just fucking take it. Was there maybe a trade that went for 4 or 5R? Maybe, but I'm deadly focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Just like in traditional markets, I mainly only trade gold, silver, Euro USD, and GBP USD, and then obviously the S&P 500, the E-minis. Like, I don't want to have a watch list personally. This is everything I trade is basically here, right? Like, this is even more. I don't really trade these two. This I watch because this is my currency versus the dollar, and when I go to the States, I like to have an idea. And I also have a business that pays me in American, so I want to know when a good time to transfer money is. But I don't want to be focused on too much different shit, right? There can be information overload sometimes when you're tracking too many pairs. There's just too much shit going on, and you're going to end up missing everything. Become laser focused on one thing, get really good at it, and then consider expanding. Now, what we want to see on equities here, right, is we had that 12-hour swing failure pattern into demand. I want to see one more push up on equities. I don't know how high, maybe higher. I'm not sure yet, but I would like to see one more push up from this area. That would give me the confluence that we're going to see that one more push up on Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So we want to see this push up. So you zoom in here, you look on the hourly, we broke below that low. That's your 12-hour SFP. Ran that level right there. Now we're potentially into support here. So this is where you want to watch now. Can we hold this? So let's see how the market opens tonight. Maybe one stab lower. Maybe we run this low again here. Maybe these are equal lows, relatively equal lows. But I want to see this trade up towards 4,000 to give us that risk asset bounce to then get short higher. So that's what I'm looking for on equities, right? And that's confluent with my plan on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And again, I could be wrong. We could just go up from here. We could just roll from here. I don't know for sure. I'm just setting out areas where I think price would have a reaction, and then I wait and see if price gets there. It's as simple as that. Anyone remember this chart from back here? This is from 3 or 4 videos ago. I was like, we're gonna trade above this level, back below, back down into here. So that's kind of working its way down right now. I think Euro USD, I think I had is one more possible leg up. Didn't quite get filled there. This still seems like where we go, but maybe that's just a divergence. But I reckon both of these roll over soon. This and this roll over soon further, because I think the dollar is catching support. If you remember, we drew out this area on the dollar. We had these lows that got run. We're into that monthly make boing box here, right? Nice SFP there on the weekly. We got some long lower wicks here forming into demand after running a key low. So if the dollar's gonna bounce, this is a pretty good place for it to do it. Maybe it has one more move down, I don't know, but I do think we get a decent dollar rally from this zone. And if the dollar rallies from here, stocks go down, crypto goes down, Euro USD goes down, GBP USD goes down, all of those correlated assets that are inverse to the dollar trade in the other direction. I don't know if the yearly is going to close as an SFP. That would be pretty crazy. So we'll have to see where the yearly close. If it closes below 103,650, technically it's a yearly bearish SFP. But I do think we get a dollar rally coming soon here to start the new year. Maybe one more stab down and then up. But ultimately, I think we get some sort of relief on the dollar and another leg down on risk. I probably am not going to be back actively trading unless I see something really obvious. Like if this trade plays out, sure, I'll take it. But I'm not going to be staring at the charts a whole bunch, trying to trade a ton until after the holidays. I'm not in a rush. I would rather let some volatility come back and shit like that, and then I'll get stuck back in, and we're going to absolutely smash 2023. I'm supremely confident that I am going to have my best year ever trading. Not just because I know what I'm doing, but because I am very motivated. Over the last couple of years, you know, I definitely took my foot off the gas pedal a little bit just because I'd made a bunch of money, and I'm like, I don't really need to try that hard anymore, right? Like I'm good. But having lost a large sum of money on FTX has made me motivated to be like, oh, fuck that. Like I need more and I need to extract it from the market. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. We're going to keep updating that live trading journal. So here's where we're at right now. 16 trades have been taken, 12 wins, 4 losses, 75% win rate. We're up $9,200. I know that this says 946 days. So the reason some of these stats are skewed is because I guess when I hooked up this Bybit account, I thought it was an account I hadn't used, but I guess I'd made a couple trades on it back in 2020. So it skewed a few of the stats, but the bottom line is, and when you see all the info, I deposited 25,000 and we're up 9,200. About a month, we're up 10 grand on a $25,000 account. It's pretty good. It's almost 50%. I'm taking good setups. This is not like a degen run up. This is more like, hey, here's what you can do with not a crazy big account, taking some smart trades. You can make a living doing this. That's the point of the challenge. Put my Santa hat on, just in the Christmas holiday spirit here. How about you big suck on these nuts? It's Christmas, bro. Get in the Christmas spirit. God damn it. You're getting coal next year, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna come down your fucking chimney. You're gonna eat your milk and cookies, and then I'm gonna bang your mother, and then I'm gonna fill your stockings with coal. Pray for my boy. How is Avram Eisenberg my boy? Are you saying that because I'm Jewish? Are you racist? Coming soon to Disney is this chart. Damn, bro. Start DMing me signals. I'm trying to make it all back. Your boy needs some help. That's because TA doesn't work, except for 40% of the time it does work. Anyone who has hashtags in their name, instantly you know that they are redacted. Like they're not smart. Dumb. This is, bro, can I get my fleshlight back? Trust me, you do not want it back. I would not touch it with your dick. I've been doing this every week for like 4 years now. Yikes. Man, if I was a watermelon, would you spit or swallow my seeds? Spitters or quitters? Do you prefer e-girls or I-ladies? I like IRL ladies. Jane says, is this your first girlfriend? No. Well, actually, if you ask her, I'm the only girl she's ever dated. Or she's the only girl I've ever dated. Wait a minute. Did I just come out of the closet accidentally as a tranny? Sorry, as a transgender, whatever it is for the snowflakes out there. Jane, you ask the dumbest fucking questions. It's unbelievable. Can we meet your girlfriend? Would you buy Amazon or PayPal here? Can you say something funny to make us laugh? Did you get vaxxed? How can I learn to trade like you? Can I see pictures of you before you got big? Like, get fucked. Fucking out of control, this woman. It's probably not even a woman. It's probably a dude. Let's be honest.